back again with another episode. I just recorded this episode, but my mic wasn't plugged in, so it sounded like shit, so I'm doing it again. Another 20 minutes, uncut, uncensored, chef's kiss. Guys, we're going to be talking about games last night. If you haven't watched any of the games, I'm going to recap them, let you know all the storylines, what's going down. If you're interested in baseball and you have a passion for baseball and you live and breathe this game, like, follow, subscribe, engage on social media. This is what I do. I am a baseball content creator. I love this game. This is what I do. I love it. It's been in my life forever. It's my first love. So we're talking about the games yesterday. There's a few storylines I wanted to go over. Hopefully my mic works this time. Otherwise, I'm going to start breaking shit. I swear to God. Just recorded it. I'm going to re-record right now. So this is what you missed yesterday, okay? Some storylines. Here we go. Padres Dodgers. Padres Dodgers has become the best rivalry in sports, one of the best rivalries in sports over the last 4 or 5 years. You got star power on both teams. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Machado, Dylan Cease, Luis Ariz. You got everybody, a lot of star power on each side, right? Xander Bogaerts. So it's very exciting. NL West is stacked. These are two rivals. The only downside is they play at 10:10 my time, so it is late. I'm trying my best to stay up, but my passion of this game just keeps me going. Even though I got 3 kids and I'm up early, it don't matter. Grind don't stop. So this is what you miss. I'm going to keep it brief. I'm going to run this about 20-25 minutes. So Dodgers Padres on Monday. Andy Pages. Okay, he gets hit by a pitch by Dylan Cease on Monday. Dodgers don't like it, right? After the game, Manny Machado came out and said, if we wanted to hit someone, they got some big dogs over there that we can hit. Essentially, that's I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he says. Hey, we're not trying to throw at Andy Pages. If we wanted to hit somebody, we'd hit one of the big dogs, right? That's what Manny Machado says. Fast forward to last night. Last night, Andy Pages 2 dingers out in left field. So, and Twitter, Dodgers Twitter, hilarious. After one of his home runs, they posted one of his home runs. It said, big dog Andy Pages, making fun of Machado, who said he wasn't a big dog. Also, Andy Pages, you may not know the name, but Andy Pages is almost hitting 300. He's got an 845 OPS, 15 dingers, 50 RBIs. The guy's a baller, dude. He's playing really well in this Dodgers lineup. So you're going to insult him by saying, oh, he's not a big dog. All right, I'll show you who's a big dog. I'm going to go yard 2 times tonight, up my OPS. So that was cool, right? We're going to take you to the third inning. Third inning, Fernando Tatis gets hit. Okay? Blah, blah, blah. Takes his base. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Shohei Ohtani gets hit. 94-mile-an-hour fastball right in the quad. And now everybody's upset, right? This is how baseball polices itself. This is the right way to do it. I just made a video on it on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Engage with it if you like it. It's a good video. It breaks down how this is the right way to retaliate in baseball. This is how baseball polices itself. You hit one of our guys. Tatis got hit twice in the last week from the Dodgers. It's a little bit too much now. So now we're gonna have our guys back, and we're throwing at Ohtani, but they did it the right way. They hit him below the belt, right in the leg, fastball, 94 miles an hour. That's how it happens. Now it's done. That's it. No more retaliation. Dave Roberts was pissed off. He gets tossed out of the game. So it's exciting. If you're trying to get into baseball, this Dodgers-Padres series is a great series for you to watch. A lot of star power, a lot of exciting stuff. The rivalry is real between these two teams. So you hit our guy, we hit your guy. And now it's done. That's how baseball polices itself. That's how the game works. And it was really great to see. Will Smith had an amazing at-bat in this game. 11 or 12 pitch at-bat, I believe. And then he sends one into the seats. Watch Will Smith's home run from last night. He worked. It was like fastball. He worked a 12-pitch count, 11, 12-pitch count, and then sends one into the seats. Will Smith, incredible at-bat by Will Smith there. Iglesias on the Padres gets hit later. Machado comes out. What were the warnings for? Because both teams were warned after Ohtani was hit. Both teams were warned. No more or you're getting thrown out. Iglesias was hit again later in the game. I guess the ump saw it as unintentional, so they kind of let it pass. Machado is pissed off again. What else is new? Saying, what were the warnings for? He is valid in his reasoning, though. Anyway, Dodgers end up winning 8-6. They've won 4 of the last 5 games against the Padres. Again, if you can stay up, watch this series because it's always electric. Pirates-Tigers. 10 years ago, Javi Baez made his debut in Major League Baseball. 10 years ago. Yesterday, he goes yard twice on the anniversary of him coming up to the majors. He came up with the Cubs. If you see his first at-bat in the majors, he struck out, and I think later in the game he did hit a home run, which was awesome. Javi Baez, Cubs legend. Glad to see him kind of back, grooving a little bit, kind of feeling himself. And that's gonna happen when you play in front of a crowd and a team that's exciting. That's one of the best in baseball. So good to see Javi Baez back at it. Also, Riley Green had a 2-run homer in that game as well. He will be in the All-Star game, I'm sure of it. Riley Green, amazing. One of the biggest storylines from yesterday, I have a lot of thoughts on this. Phillies Marlins. Yesterday, Nick Castellanos was benched. Nick Castellanos had a 236 game consecutive games played streak. That is very hard to do. It's very hard to do. It is very hard to find a player that wants to play every day, that doesn't want a day off, that wants to get every at-bat, play the field. He was removed the game before. He was removed on defense later in the game as a defensive replacement to get some speed and a better glove out there. He didn't like that. He said something that crossed the line per Rob Thomson. Rob Thomson said something that crossed the line. My thought, nobody would have known this happened. There was no scuffle in the dugout. The cameras didn't catch anything. Nobody would have known this happened until you had to explain to the media that he was being benched because he said something that hurt your feelings. So here's 2 thoughts on it. Here's one side that I understand that I'm not necessarily agreeing with. One side, you insulted, you belittled your manager in front of everybody, in front of the team, and that can't happen. And there's repercussions for that. And now you're sitting because you're not bigger than the team. You can't say these things and try and embarrass me in front of everybody. I understand that. But Rob Thomson takes a stand now. You're taking a stand now after all the base running blunders, after the piss poor defense, after chasing at the plate. Bryson Stott is struggling. Guy's hitting like a $120 over the last month. You're taking a stand now and sitting Castellanos, who has the second most RBIs on the team, who is one of the best hitters in the lineup, regardless of what you think. You're taking a stand now to sit him. After everything else that has gone on, you haven't said anything, but you're taking a stand now. Okay? So, Max Kepler also made an error in right field that had a run score. So, people say, if Castellanos was out there, he makes that play. That's your everyday right fielder who's most comfortable out there. And you got Max Kepler out there, and there's an error, run scores, blah, blah, blah. Here's my thoughts on it. Rob Thomson, I'm not a huge fan of. Rob Thomson is the beneficiary of a very good baseball team. He's the beneficiary of a good team. He doesn't make great calls. He's not a great manager in my opinion. Rob Thomson has been in baseball since 1988. I'm 36 years old. I was born in 1988. He's been in baseball since I've been born, 1988. He's with the Tigers, the Yankees, and then the Phillies. Not once in that time has he been offered a managerial position. Not once. He's been a base coach, third base coach, first base coach, bench coach. But not once has he been offered a managerial position. I think that speaks volumes. The only reason he got this position is because Joe Girardi was fired. That's the only reason he fell into this managerial position. And the Phillies have had success. They've been to the postseason. They've been to the World Series. And he's, had his hand in that for sure. But in my opinion, majority of it is because he inherited a very good baseball team. And that's that. So I'm not a fan, very big fan of Rob. And what happens if the Phillies, miss the playoffs by one game? You miss the playoffs by one game. I'm not saying Castellanos changes the outcome of that game. I'm not saying that. But maybe. Maybe he does. Maybe that catches that ball. Maybe things are different. I don't know. But I think it could have been handled a lot different. I think it could have been handled in-house, and nobody had to know about it. If you embarrassed me in front of everybody, I'm going to embarrass you in front of everybody. So after this game, we're going to talk in front of everybody. And if you got something to say, you say it to me. And I got something to say, I'm going to say it to you. And some of the best resolutions come from that. I'm not afraid of confrontation. So you got something to say, I got something to say. Blah, blah, blah. We hash it out. Okay, we good? All right, we're good. Let's go. And then that's it. Didn't happen like that. He had to explain to the media why he wasn't sitting, or why he was sitting. So those are my thoughts on Castellanos sitting and Rob Thomson being a beneficiary of a good team, and kind of see how it goes moving forward. Castellanos going to go 4 for 4 tonight. Home run. Watch. Jesus Luzardo gives up 4 runs, back to being pretty pedestrian. He had 2 terrible starts earlier this season, had a bounce back against the Cubs, 10 strikeouts, great game. And then he gives up 4 runs to a terrible Marlins team. Trey Turner stays hot, another home run in back-to-back games. Trey Turner should be the NL starting shortstop. He's been awesome. Trey Turner, thank you for keeping the offense going. But here's the biggest problem that the Phillies have. Biggest problem, and it's obvious. It's the bullpen. Tanner Banks, Joe Ross, Michael Mercado, all stink. They stink. Gave up 4 earned runs yesterday from your bullpen. Your bullpen gives up 4 earned runs. Tanner Banks, ERA almost 5. Joe Ross, ERA almost 5. Michael Mercado's young. He bounces up and back between the Phillies and the minor leagues. The Phillies are going to go nowhere and do nothing unless you address the bullpen. 2 pieces from the bullpen you need at least. I don't trust Tanner Banks, Joe Ross, Michael Mercado, Romano. I trust Orion Kirkring and Matt Strahm the most. And that's it. You need a big lefty to replace Alvarado. Alvarado done for 80 games, ineligible for the postseason. You need a big lockdown lefty to replace Alvarado. That's one piece. Then you need another one. You need a righty or a lefty, whatever it is, but you need 2 pieces because right now the Phillies don't have enough guys to go into a postseason and be successful. You just gave up 4 earned runs to a shitty Marlins team. Okay? And I know it's one game. It's easy to cherry pick one game. In its entirety, the Phillies bullpen is not great. Okay? And it's up to Dave Dombrowski to go and get those guys, go and get another lockdown lefty. Because if you don't make a push to go get 2 guys, the Phillies are doing nothing. They're going nowhere. You can't go into a postseason. You can't go into October with the bullpen how it currently is. You can't. You cannot. And they have to be statement pieces that you got to go get. And I don't know if statement pieces of big guys like that are going to be available. We'll see. I've been a fan of Felix Bautista from the Orioles. They should be selling. He's got a couple years of team control, I know. So I don't know if they're going to let him go. But that's that. They're going nowhere unless they make additions into the bullpen. 2 additions, in my opinion. You go into the postseason how it is, you're done. You're going nowhere, kid. That's that. Rockies yesterday. 7 home runs against the Nationals. Absolute slugfest. Go check out the highlights. They were just mashing. Yankees got some trouble. Yankees are a little bit of a slide. Yankees played the Angels yesterday. Yankees haven't scored a run in their last 27 innings. Haven't scored a run. This potent offense that the Yankees haven't done anything. And it's not just that they haven't hit, but they haven't hit against the 24th worst and the 20th worst teams ERA. So the Angels have the 24th worst ERA. The Red Sox have the 20th worst ERA. Yankees haven't scored a run during that period, so they're not hitting against very good pitching either. Will Warren, career high 11 strikeouts last night. Will Warren kept him in the game. Yankees couldn't provide any run support. Kyle Hendricks, Cubs legend Kyle Hendricks, striking out Yankees with 89-mile-per-hour fastballs. Excuse me. Embarrassing. Kyle Hendricks, 89-mile-per-hour fastballs. He's blown by the Yankees. 6 shutout innings. Yankees have been shut out for 3 straight games. They haven't scored a run in 3 straight games. That is the first time since September of 2016. Mets Braves. Soto starts the game off early with a homer off of Schwellenbach. Ozuna comes up big with bases loaded and 2 outs to tie up the game at 4. Soto, big base running blunder. He doesn't know if it's caught in right field. He gets doubled up at first base. So Soto contributes with a home run, and then costly mistake, getting doubled up at first base with a base running mistake. Braves end up walking it off the Mets with a deep drive to center field by Austin Riley. Needed the Mets. We needed the Braves to win that anyway. So Mets lose a game. That's great for the Phillies. Brewers Cubs. Guys, if you are betting on either Seiya Suzuki or Pete Crow Armstrong to hit a home run, you might as well bet them together because 5 times this season, PCA and Seiya Suzuki have homered in the same game. They are simpatico. They go hand in hand. So if you're going to bet one of them, you might as well bet both of them. 5 times this season, they both homered in the same game. They did it yesterday. Pete Crow Armstrong, if the season ended today, PCA is your National League MVP, period. The kid is insane. He's must-watch television. Yesterday, made a catch with a 5% catch probability. Goes from center field all the way to left field, makes an amazing catch. 3 minutes later, he hits a 452-foot bomb off the scoreboard in right field. He's contributing with his glove. Amazing defense, best center fielder in baseball. And then he hits another bomb, 452 off the scoreboard to put the Cubs ahead. PCA is incredible. I love watching him. Like I said, he's your NL MVP. Season ends today, NL MVP. Cubs ended up winning 5-3. They are red hot. So fun to watch. Red Sox Mariners, big storyline there. Brian Wu had one of the best starts of his career. 7 scoreless innings with 1 hit. 14 straight starts he's had where he's pitched at least 6 innings. That's the longest streak in Mariners history since Felix Hernandez in 2014 with 18 straight starts. Mariners win the game 8-0. Cal Raleigh also goes yard. Best catcher in baseball. Cal Raleigh again. Big dumper, big butt. Guardians Giants, Rafi Devers. Such comedy yesterday, right? In his presser. So cool. Barry Bonds was sitting front and center as he was being introduced. How cool is that? Barry Bonds, one of the best baseball players to ever play the game, sitting front row, ready to welcome you to the Giants. I thought that was so cool. But then they ask him, Rafi, you playing first? You playing third? You going to DH? He's like, these are the men in charge. I'll play wherever they want me to play. Exactly what the Red Sox wanted him to do. Red Sox, terrible communication. It's all coming out now. They're using AI to interview people. Breslow's in, all this stuff is leaking out how bad that organization is being run. Devers wanted some kind of stability, saying, hey, we're going to commit to you at first. We're going to commit to you at DH. The Red Sox couldn't give it to him. And Chaim Bloom was the one who got Devers, right? So Breslow was not the one. He kind of inherited him. So the relationship was fractured beyond repair. Obviously, he's going to go to San Francisco and be very successful. He recorded his first hit yesterday, double. He had an RBI. Giants ended up leaving. He extended the inning as well. Giants ended up leaving the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th, and they lost 3-2. But it was awesome just to watch him. Good for him. New atmosphere. Sometimes guys need a new environment to play in. Guys, if you are passionate about baseball and you love this game and you love breakdowns and highlights and analysis, like, subscribe, engage on social, do all that kind of stuff. I'm going to start trying to do these podcasts a little bit more. It's a little bit hard to talk by yourself for 20, 25 minutes. And then I have to prep all the notes myself. It's not like ESPN or MLB Network over here. I have to watch all the games, make notes, and then come on here and talk about it and give my opinion on stuff. So if you guys are passionate about baseball, mainly baseball, I'll do football once football comes around as well. But like, subscribe, engage on social. Guys, I appreciate you. It's been 20 minutes. We're going to try and start doing these a little bit more. Baseball breakdowns. Love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.